Dragons in the morning, dragons in the evening, dragons at supper time. With dragons on a live stream, you can see dragons anytime. Hi everyone, and welcome to Here Be Dragons. My name is Philip, and I'm the Dragon Master, and I am ensaliented by 5 of the fiercest, coolest, most creative, and most sometimes ill-intentioned dragons you ever did meet. Roar, hello, dragons.
Hello, dragons.
Hello.
Best intro you've ever done.
Yeah.
Literally.
Pretty good. Pretty
The
good.
trick is not even thinking about what I'm going to say, because I said the word dragons, and I just didn't know what to say after that. Then I said in the morning, and then I knew.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Just throw it in. Great.
Wonderful.
Not bad. Not bad.
Glad to hear it. Well, I am very excited to kind of do this session of this game with you guys tonight. Pierce pointed out that last week's was probably like the best moment for like a kind of like a hiatus, like a season ender. That by revealing that your enemy was a giant, that was like a really good time to be like, it's cliffhanger. But instead, we're gonna do like one more. And hopefully we'll get to a not good stopping place, and that's where we'll stop for like months. But
Yeah.
Sounds on par.
We can try to turn this into like an Avengers shawarma scene, you know?
Dude, I'm
Whatever you-
sure there's a domain of dread we can fall into along the way.
there's so
Yeah.
many.
Yes.
You've only gone to one. There are.
I mean, say the word, and I think Andrew and I will drop everything to go after Emniel.
There are. I mean, the thing about Emniel is not only could you go after Emniel, you know where Emniel is. You know the domain of dread. For Emniel.
Let's go.
Well, and Jed, you can take us right there.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go? Do you guys think in the domain
I'm
of
the-
dread that I could get more followers? Like maybe the religion would really take off there.
You could get a lot of followers if you were the dread lady of the domain. You'd be in charge.
I mean, that is certainly one aspect of. I mean, that would rocket you.
You have nigh godlike power. You have deity level power if you are the dread lord. So that's cool. So in our last session, this is something I'd be thrilled to help you guys do. So let's lead into it. But in our last session, we'll do a quick recap here. You did travel to the plane of Earth and went to the Plate of 1,000 Strikes, which is a part sort of deep in the earthy portion of the plane of Earth, which is all very earthy, let's face it. And there are some dirty Earth people there, but you were specifically more looking for the earthy dragons who had relocated there. You soon found Zeomoth, the dragon lady of Jopi, and Lord Buku recited some poetry to her, which she appreciated, knowing that was her that was the vibe of her home plane. She eventually took you back to the Cave of the Haven when she sort of could ascertain that you were sort of being truthful about your former nature, your current nature, your intentions, and all of that. And then one thing that no one needs to worry about, and this is totally fine, is that Elon began communicating telepathically with a really cool sword at his side named Soul Carver, who just wants to make sure that Elon is getting his macros. So as you guys followed Zeomoth, you eventually reached this massively scaled cave, which you had already known was a portion of Gogamagok, which was a plane of giants. And now the dragons, that was eventually consumed by some dragons, and now these dragons, these non-Wyrmlothians hiding in the Cave of the Haven, have sort of taken refuge in this little shard of the giant's homeworld that is now attached to the plane of Earth, kind of by strange stony tethers. You met Orgianthrar, a gold great worm, Lakessa of Aiul, an ancient white dragon from Mondevue. You met Hygareth, a ancient red dragon of Volcrum, as well. They, got to know you. You definitely had the sense that Orgianthrar is a very kindly that sort of gold dragon type, and wanted to make sure you all felt good about what you were doing. Complimented each of you on what skills he very insightfully just observed you having. To Elon, though, he sort of said, and you seem very interested in the sword, and Elon did not sort of want to go down speaking about that road, given the way people usually are when he finds a cool friend who validates his specialness and encourages him to do what he wants to do. Zeomoth was very happy to hear that you wish to take part in ending Iador's curse, but she sort of said that Iador is a foe beyond merely this curse that has rendered Wyrmloth so sort of, problematic throughout the realm, given that the dragons keep leaving and eating planes. So she told you that Iador is someone that the dragons of the Cape of the Haven wish to defeat, but like a lich, Iador sort of has portions of himself in different places, so a coordinated strike or very good successive attacks would be the only way to defeat him, and they were thinking that you dragons, given all you've accomplished, might be a very good sort of strike team to take out one iteration of Iador, Shadowmaster of the Soul, at a key moment. But when Iador was referenced as being this dragon who started all of this, Zeomoth dropped a bit of a bombshell on you, which is that Iador is not a dragon at all. He is a giant. And that is where we left off. So, we will pick up in that exact moment, although the sort of conversation has ended, so I'm going to allow you to sort of carry on with this, but the sort of meal is done. Zeomoth tells you that you are welcome to go and rest if you'd like, but if you want to sort of discuss these possibilities of taking out Iador, she's ready to sort of take you into her confidence a little further.
Well, I mean, how that's a pretty, frankly, a shocking revelation. Are you all right? You want to?
Respect? Are you sure?
Like, have you had a second opinion?
Well,
Or a third?
so you're wondering if we are certain that Iador is a giant?
Yeah.
Well, my response to that is that I am very old, and so is Ogianthrar, and Ogianthrar at least predates the corruption of Wyrmloth. In fact, Ogianthrar, I don't want to sort of is it correct that you were hatched before Wyrmloth was even wished into existence? And Ogianthrar will say, that is, in fact, very correct. I predated Wyrmloth even sort of coming to be. Wyrmloth, if you know, was created by a wish from a dragon who wanted a realm of their own. Wished for from a rendezvous dragon, just like Lakessa, except not ancient, much older at the time even. Much older dragon than I, but I was around at that time. I was young. I come from the world of Iquapino, or Iquavino, which, again, is an ancient one that Lord Buku, it's kind of silly to make you roll dice, because you have all of the dice. But you have certainly heard of that plane. Iquavino was a realm that was... Stone was very important there, and it was ruled by a council of gargoyles. It was sort of a very sort of stony, mountainous, but there were also seas. It wasn't like a plane of earth type place, but it was a place where sort of rock-like peoples had great sway, although many other creatures sort of lived there and flourished.
Understood.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying that you were ruled by gargoyles? You subserviented yourself to rock creatures?
Oh. Well, subserviated yourself. I mean, the gargoyles are the ones who founded sort of the great civilization there. They did a very good job with it too. They were, as you might suspect, a little unyielding in their opinions. Being graven of stone. Elon gets it. Oh, I like that. Thank you. But yes, they were rather wise and very just. Were the gargoyle councils.
Interesting.
Before it was, of course, destroyed.
Right.
I didn't.
Yes, Lord Buku.
No, I actually, it's I don't mean to judge your largesse, but it is shocking to the system to think of our place anywhere not being at the top of the heap.
When you're as old and as powerful as I. Well, let me say this to you, dragons. This is something the dragons of Wyrmloth probably won't believe at all. But I'm here to tell you that the older and more powerful I grow, the more I realize how little I am truly able to do. Power exists on a great spectrum. It can be simply that which is right before you, but it can be on a much larger scale, and the more you can spread your wings, the more you'll learn that we are all merely wormlings, blinking our eyes at the new light around
Very
us.
zen.
That does remind me of my my great uncle, Odwin. He went crazy because all he ever wanted was a ham sandwich that he was given as a child, and never find anyone to quite make it the same. He had all this power, became ruler and king, and yet couldn't find that ham sandwich, and it drove him mad. Finally, my great grandfather, killed him to take the throne, of course, and protect everyone else. But that's a different story. Anyway,
I think I know the feeling. Well, oh, sorry, Wyrmloth, and she'll say, no, not at all. It is good to speak of these things. But yes, I have seen Iador once. There was a I don't wish to say there was a summit between dragons and giants, for the wars between our kind were quite resolute. But I did once meet Iador. I was young. I had gone as part of a group. He was representing the interests of various giants. Already he was the Shadow Master at that point. But
Shadow Master?
yes, Iador is often referred to as the Shadow Master of the Soul.
Shadows everywhere.
Indeed.
I just would like to ask, does the word faceting means anything to you?
Well, yes, of course. It was a plane destroyed by Wyrmlothian dragons, the triplets bronze, if memory serves.
The shadow is very strong there too. There is.
Yes, kind of the Orgianthrar will say, indeed, yes, the mages there, the shadow elves, they were a part of that place. They had,
Could Iador be somehow connected to it or to the shadow elf?
well, I see what you're saying. The connection, the shadow elves are sort of, there is certainly connections between Iador's sort of main source of power, but the shadows that the shadow elves have power over are mainly there in their shadow world. Iador's shadow is not tied to that realm. It is a shadow springing from all light in what is cast by it. Iador did not, at least my understanding of the Shadow Master of the Soul, I'm sure he has much knowledge of their type, but it is a different shadow. His own, one of his own creation. But if you're asking if it is possible that there are any shadow elves in his service, yes, I am sure. Many of them would be.
How would you attack Iador? I mean, what would be the plan?
Sounds like we would want to do it at high noon, right? How we make it high noon.
No, maybe in the shadows.
Higareth even says, that's pretty good. Yeah, I get it. Because of limited shadows from the sunlight. Do you get it, Lycassa? Lycassa, do you understand? Do you understand why that was funny, Lycassa? Yes, I got it, thank you. Wyrmloth will say, well, there are many targets for Iador. Some are known to us, some are not. Until we know We know his primary place. We also know some of his sort of backup locations where his shadows are. We do not know the location of one of his last, sort of what we deem his ultimate failsafe. So until we know that, we don't wish to move. Now, if you thought, if I don't want to be unkind. If you think that you are sort of capable of engaging in some very careful, tactical, sort of tactful conversations in which you could sort of gain information without anyone becoming the wiser as to your true intentions, there is a mission that we could potentially undertake. Some of us have tried here and there and it hasn't worked, but yes, Elan?
Are there other kinds of missions than that?
Right, I was going to say that there are, in fact, other kinds of missions. And one such mission, we don't wish to move on sort of the major Iadors, but one thing that could be done is the destruction of one of Iador's other sort of forms, other sort of backups. You could go and destroy a part of Iador somewhere, which would sort of weaken his position without putting us into the final stage of the offensive. It's a sort of give him one less place to retreat to without us sort of triggering the final.
Seems like it didn't have like a lot of impact. Like I'm thinking, like, is there something that's like, sort of like move fast, get in, do an incredible amount of damage, change people's lives, inspire them, perhaps remove people from their homes, and then enrich ourselves?
Everyone first roll your 4d8 to see what your luck is for the day, and then Elon, you're going to luck roll.
Okay.
And also Anna, if you ever would like me, if you ever want me to just grab dice and roll on your behalf, I am happy to. But for now, it's a 4d8. Lord
I got nothing.
You have 3 for the night.
Nothing.
3 for the night as well.
Thank you.
Got a pair.
Got a pair. You got sweet 5.
Nothing.
All right, so you only have 3. Nevertheless, roll 3. You might get a.
But I get a pair.
Got a pair in what?
A pair of ones. I don't have my.
Ones is artwork. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I'll tell you what. Sometimes it's fun to give them exactly what they ask for. The kind of, you notice the dragons sort of exchanging a look, and I think it will be actually Lakessa of Aiul who will sort of say...
Is Lakessa the red dragon?
Lakessa is the white dragon.
Oh, okay.
She's not the one you're sort of into, but she will sort of say, there's always the gallery. And the other dragons all look at her like, and Zamoth says, I don't think that is a good idea at all. And she says, no, I think they could go and, oh yes, they could go to the gallery.
I love an opening. What is the gallery?
Do you hear that, Higareth? She loves an opening. Higareth says, is this a joke? I do not understand this one. Is this a joke that I miss? I got the joke about the sunlight, but what, this is the red dragon, by the way.
Could there be cheese? Crackers?
No, the gallery will not. No.
Wine?
Every good opening has cheese.
Yes, good cheese.
It is not an opening. Ziamoth, and Ziamoth says, so, what my compatriot is speaking of is something that actually would potentially have a more direct threat on Iador's abilities. The gallery is sort of exactly what it sounds like. It is it is a sort of sanctum of Iador and his primary followers. Beautiful works wrought from shadow itself. It is a sort of place where they can sort of go and view things they've crafted with their evils, and a sort of a display of what they've done. It is not so much value as it is sort of inspiration to them. To sort of destroy this gallery would both frustrate Iador and might lead to a reprisal. I don't really think that's what they're asking for, Lycessa. It is certainly a target we've thought of, and the possibility of disrupting sort of some of Iador's sort of shadows held.
Oh, disrupting. You said the magic word.
Why is that the magic word? I'm confused. And
Yeah,
Gianzaro says,
Ask them.
I
Ask them.
think disrupting might not be the right word to use there, Lycessa. Just why not? It would. I mean, it would. And Hygros says, yeah, it would disrupt. It would cause some problems. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's-
disrupting and causing problems is where we excel.
Yeah, we are very good at that. Especially the problems.
The sort of, you notice that that many, like, Lycessa thinks this is a great idea, but the other dragons do seem, I think Tongart, you would have this pretty immediately. Elon, I know you also have a fairly high, like, read person.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
read
Can I
thing.
try?
But you just assume that they're scared of disruption, so I don't know that you read much into it. But Tongard, I think anyone else may roll a read person if they'd like, or whereas I think those of you who are kind of a little more naturally readers get that vibe pretty quickly.
So
4, 5, 6.
You may re-roll.
Pair of sevens, but I think I picked it up
Oh,
anyway.
2 5s.
I think you. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. You're picking up on this as well, Tongart. Yes.
just ask. What's so bad about the gallery?
Well, one.
Y'all haven't gone there before.
Well, the gallery is very much sort of Iador's sort of private sort of realm. It is not going to be easy to defeat the beings there and to sort of break it apart and sort of open the frames of the paintings, for lack of a better term. I also would personally like to say that though it would be disruptive, I don't know that it would be a sort of I don't view it as a military target. I don't view it as a sort of strategic benefit. All it would do is rile Iador. And the Lycessa says, yes, and when riled, Iador will make mistakes, will get angry, will thrash around, and then maybe we'll find that last hiding place. People always go and check on something most precious to them when they feel everything is threatened, don't they? He'll look at all his hiding places. Maybe this will reveal what we want to know all along. And it will make him mad and his followers know that they're not safe. Zamor says, I understand. Yes, that is a possibility, but it's also possible that some of you will be grievously harmed
Well,
by a sort of one of Iador's strongholds for sort of little material value. That's all I'm sort of saying. We do not believe any portion of Iador's sort of soul is sort of the Shadowmaster of the soul. No portion of him is there. This is a sort of a place where he goes and looks at the works he's done.
Does Iador have any, like, friends or followers or sycophants or army?
Yes, well, yes, but you wish to go after one of his followers, one of his armies, one of his friends.
I'm just
sort of?
wondering, like, who, you know what I mean? What's his entourage like? Like, what?
Well, some of the shadow giants will be in the gallery. Certainly, and those are close advisors.
Before we
Hate
decide
fights,
specific,
multiple giants.
before we decide specific locations to, how we can aid in this endeavor, I know you said this creature's sort of a necromancer with parts of its souls in different places are sealed away, and we need to find that to feed them. Maybe you could more completely share all the information as opposed to just going, piecemeal this location or that location. We've been fighting to not only free our home world and every other fellow dragon that isn't been in hiding for millennia or so, but we are more than happy to assist you in this. But I think a bit of, divulgence of all the information would be apropos.
Understood. Well, I suppose we can speak a little more. I don't think we're trying to hide anything. It's just they're complicated questions. To put things sort of into a more straightforward perspective, Lord Buku Bazan.
Please.
Iador has more than one form, and they are shadows cast by one another. It is a shadow which casts a shadow. This is sort of the mastery that Iador has done, such that even if one shadow were sort of eliminated through a great bright burst, the other shadows are still cast because they are sort of so far gone. One of the forms of Iador is a great dragon. Another form is a great giant.
And you have to defeat all the different forms, or you just have to find the main form.
No, you must defeat all the forms, but if you don't do it quickly enough, one form will cast another somewhere else.
Understood. How many forms are there?
It is our understanding that there is sort of 4 shadows. So,
okay,
the primary one that is sort of the biggest problem is the dragon. That is the Iador that is the form that Iador was in when he used his Mondevue wish to curse all of Wyrmloth. But there exists Iador's original form. You see, Iador, as this Shadow Master of the Soul, as this giant, it was quite eerie. As Zeomoth attested, we saw it. He could have his shadow be different than him. The shadow he cast was not his own. And sometimes he'd cast more than one. The point is, there are now 4 forms. We know we know the giant and the dragon are the 2 primary forms.
Wait, you don't know what the other 2 are?
Oh no, we know. Well, one of them we do not know because we do not even know its location.
And so the plan is to defeat the other 3, chase it back to its original, where you finish that one off.
The plan is not to move until we know where the last one is.
Okay, understood.
Now, we could strike at one of these other sort of forms first and sort of weaken and hope that he didn't have time to sort of cast a shadow before that. But that is one option we were offering for you to do, would be to go sort of not after the giant or the dragon, but the other form that we know of is a bit sort of easier to defeat on some level, but though maybe not. It is a mere humanoid.
Does he know if we defeated him? Was he like, ow, I hurt for some strange reason?
They all do seem to be in some degree of communication with one another.
Do you think that his 4th form is in a Dreadland? Should we search every single Dreadland?
Well,
I don't know, I'm spitballing. Whatever.
Would you roll 3 d8s for me, Shishu?
Mm-hmm. Six to eight.
6 to 8. They sort of, I'll phrase it like this. I'll have them phrase it like this. Zeomoth will say, we have not searched the Dreadlands, and the Dreadlands are a part of the Shadow World, so Shishu, I suppose it is entirely possible. None of our information has led us. That is as good a theory as any. If you all have, I know that you've been to the Shadow World, so if you think that it is there, if there are things you've seen, strange things that don't add up, that you suggest you want to go there, I mean, we certainly don't want you getting trapped on another Dreadland for no reason.
I know when I'm being patronized.
I truly am not patronizing. The Dreadlands are somewhere where we cannot travel, and as such, it is a perfectly plausible place.
Well, we traveled there, so whatever.
Indeed, and you escaped, which makes you. Do you really wish to return?
No.
Like maybe a little bit.
I wonder if it. I'm sorry. I wonder if we don't know one of Iador's forms. Could it be just anybody hiding in plain sight, or, spying on whoever might be looking for him?
That is entirely possible that the fourth unknown form is somehow our suspicion about that form, because these shadows of Iador, they carry a gravity to them. You can feel them. They're notable. They have a pull to them. This last one is, we simply don't know where it is, so we assume this one is sequestered away, not so much enacting bold plans. The humanoid form, that one, is moving about and doing things.
Do all the forms, do they have the same smell?
Can you smell a shadow? XigXag.
Maybe I could. If it's
Well,
If anyone could,
special shadow.
maybe XigXag.
then perhaps they would. Perhaps there is some unifying scent to them. But we're not trying to sort of be, purposefully, we're not trying to keep information from you. This is just you understand the difficulty of this scenario. We will need to act all at once, attacking these things kind of in a very coordinated way, and we don't know what one of them is. Lakessa has suggested that you go and sort of rile things up at the gallery. I think I largely agree with Zayamuth that is has a limited strategic import. And Hygareth would say, Are
you sure that you're just not like opening your mind enough to make it strategic?
I have to say that I think that I understand that I am a thing of chaos, so not all of my esteemed colleagues agree with me, but I do think when in doubt, burn some things down is a great plan.
Me
I mean-
too.
Oh, look.
Exactly. I mean, I was trying to burn a church down and they wouldn't let me.
You were trying to do what? What were you
It
trying
was
to do?
there were some weirdo people worshipping Dread.
They
was
were
not good.
worshipping Dread.
Yeah, and there was this red-headed doll. So yeah, I think if any church needed to be burned down, that was it.
Well, okay. Well, I'm not here to judge necessarily. The point is, we're in sort of different perspectives. We will not tell you what to do, and certainly if you wish to help us, we will then reach out to you and say, the time is now. Go to this place. Try to defeat this form of the dragonite or this form of the shadow, whether it is the dragon or the giant or what have you.
You mean meet you guys there? It's not like we're just gonna go do it by ourselves.
Oh no. Well, what I was thinking is you would try to handle one yourselves, while we handle the
Why?
others.
Why?
Can you can contact us?
Well, we'll contact you. We're not ready. We don't know where the fourth shadow is.
But do you have like a way to contact us?
You just in your mind you hear.
Oh,
I do if you can hear this.
aha!
Yeah, did it work? Ah, good, it worked.
Sorry, the number that you've reached is no longer in service.
Oh dear. Well on.
He doesn't have any more room in his mind.
Yeah. This mailbox
Sorry?
is full.
Are you communing with a sword?
Say it again.
Don't
Are you
bring in the
commuting
sword
with
into
the sword?
this.
Oh right, I'd forgotten. Meanwhile, Elon. Bro,
Yeah,
this is boring.
I know.
You were sitting idle. I can feel your body converting into fat right now. Bro.
Can I read person, Alan, even though I have really very low in that?
I think no. I think Elon has just been, there's so many conversations going on. He's probably not being particularly notable, but he's just like, just take whatever job they give you. Let's go fucking kill some people, man. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
And I already told you guys that Elon is not right in the head right now. But I've seen this happen so many times. I'm like, whatever, it's your problem.
I mean,
Sadly,
I'm
very
not
familiar.
Not seeing a lot of a difference, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Alan, not quite normal even
I
when
mean,
he is.
if he starts talking about killing, that we start talking about killing stuff, that might be a little bit different. But I mean,
Yeah.
Orgy and Thrar will sort of, looking at Shishu, actually, or something, will say, however, I will say that, Shishu, I think your instincts, if you have an instinct, it might be worth looking into, especially given that your venerable Lord Buku Bazan is capable of traveling around the plains with ease. Given that you have sort of some connections to the Shadow World, it might behoove you to go ask around there, not in the Dreadlands specifically, but if for whatever reason
The Raven Queen?
Ooh, you know the
Do
Umbral
you know
Queen.
her?
I do not know the Umbral Queen, but if you know her, that is a good contact to have.
yeah,
We have an
some
extensive
deals.
network.
Well, I think that if you wish to go and speak to the Umbral Queen and see what she could tell you, I would advise great caution. And this is sort of drifting toward that kind of mission we were referring to earlier about. It's not the one we had in mind where you tried to find this last location, but any information you could get an Iador from the Umbral Queen, I'm sure would be useful. And if you thought there was some secret in one of the Dreadlands, and you really thought it was the Fourth Shadow, well, if that is a mission you wanted to undertake, I would not dissuade you against it, even though
Not.
Not
Don't.
really.
I'd exercise great caution indeed. But even if you found out that one of the shadows was there and did not go after it, that would be good information to have as well.
Hmm.
Understood.
probably a better option we've had on all these other two fronts.
So I will sort of
So-
say that. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, so just to be clear, what we've basically come up to is that there's 3 forms we know of. There's a 4th that we need to find. You believe that we are capable of taking down one of these forms, and I would agree with that. I don't think anyone here objects, and I think we're all.
We probably won't send you against we probably won't send you against the giant one. That's the oldest
Right.
and strongest form. I'll just let you know. We're probably not going to say you guys go take on the hardest one.
Right. Understood. But it seems to me the most pressing issue is more one of information. I mean, now I don't mean to be uncouth, but you've all been here for how long?
It varies between us. Decades,
And you-
certainly.
Oh, only decades.
Well, the destruction of these places. I mean, some of us have been here longer, but the point is, it has only been decades since sort of we didn't have to take refuge here. We were still able to exist out in the world.
Ah,
Yes.
understood.
It is
But
only
you
now
have
that
not-
things have grown so. Now that the grim hunt has grown so bold.
I see.
Wyrmloth was not the first sort of area of dragons attacked by the Grim Hunt. They went around other realms and took out many dragons there first, sort of practicing.
Yeah, it's never the first one. It's never the first one.
You know what they say: if you come for the king, you best not miss.
Precisely.
They missed.
Well,
Separate question. Does the form? I'm sorry, Elon. Just real quick. When he makes a shadow form, does he get a free wish out of that? How did that work out?
no. He. So sorry. Iador is from Mondeville.
Right.
Yes. So used his wish.
Oh, but just the one.
He used his wish to curse Wyrmloth to gain all their power. That is what is so the reason he was able to do such a powerful wish is that Iador became the Shadow Master of the Soul to create these other sort of cast shadows of himself without
Understood.
using a wish at all.
Understood.
Very powerful
Very
very powerful
ambitious.
giant spellcaster.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm
I'm sorry, Elon.
So you mentioned that, and I kind of want to get going, but just let's try to be brief here. You mentioned that Wyrmloth itself was created by a wish,
Yes, it was.
so What makes one person's wish wishier than another person's wish?
Power.
Power? Like,
Yes.
so...
Being great and capable of incredible things, having achieved a great deal already. The more sort of experience you have under your belt, the more sort of deeds you've done, the more knowledge and expertise and strength.
I don't
you
know
have.
if I believe that, though, because I feel like you don't really need experience just to be great at something.
That does
Like,
not surprise.
knowledge and experience... I think just will, really.
Perhaps some
And like
beings-
just being cool sometimes, just being cool,
Sure.
like you're good at stuff.
Yeah. All right, that's good. Thanks. Okay, we're good. Peace.
So what are we gonna do?
So, I think at this point, you guys are sort of. I think even Zayamoth will sort of. No, she'll just. Zayamoth will say, "I think we have given you a great deal to discuss. You are welcome to sort of rest here," and she kind of shows you like a little side cave. You are welcome to rest there for a time and discuss things. If you'd like, I can remain at hand to answer any questions you have, or you can simply call for us. We want to give you. You should have some privacy, but also, you know.
That
perhaps not
sounds
so much.
perfect.
Wonderful. Well, then just give a shout if you wish to ask any of us any questions. I'm sure we have a few things to talk about as well. And sort of these big dragons will kind of nod to you all and move over. And like Hessa is saying, so is it urine or no? What? And he's no, it's just water. It's the side. Like, okay, understood. They sort of move aside.
Forgot about your water barrel. So
Sort of
this is an interesting trip, eh?
Lagak is
Everyone?
just kind of speechless about all of this. This is incredible, the things we're learning here. I'm truly shocked by the nature of these dragons. They're so different than Wyrmlothian and yet so similar. And so large.
And
Yeah, they are.
I wish that
Yeah.
Professor Gerqua could have been here to see these dragons.
Yeah, I wish he was here and give us some advice on this.
Size isn't all that important, I don't think, when it comes right down to it. But yes, they are impressive, if puzzlingly benign. How long have they been here? They haven't done anything. They don't even know what this fourth form is.
I mean, that is true. Though, 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
it's getting stale.
It's giving stale.
Well, here.
Also,
so-
fighting sounds fun. I haven't done it in a while.
I mean,
We'll just go like kill the human form. And then,
No,
like-
they explained why cannot kill just one form at once.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have to know where the fourth one is. Ah,
They actually did say, like, I think if there is a part of them that's like, you could just go kill the human form, because that would put him on his back feet a little bit. But you were saying like that's not like a big enough deal, and then Elon said let's do something disruptive, and like I says like take out the gallery, that would inspire something, and he was like, I like the sound of disrupt and inspire. So I guess the 3 options you have, the human form one is obviously a bit confusing, but it is a possibility. You could just go fight a form of Iador now and hope that the Iador would be prevented or distracted by creating another form, in the interim. So you could find stuff, or you could attack the gallery, which would just shake things up, deal a blow, be a way to fight. Might lead to new information, but might just be chaos. Or you could go talk to the Umbral Queen, which might not lead to anything, but might give you some insight.
is she the one who's the worker for her was mad at us? What's her name?
Yes, her name is Konosubi. The
Konosubi.
Mist Warden is very frustrated with you all.
She was irritated.
Yes, but I mean,
Whatever.
Could we make her frustrated if we, I don't know. Well, we would have to figure
Wait,
out.
was that in the domain of dread though? That
No, it was
No, no.
because we
no, it
were
was
not.
right adjacent. That's right. It was adjacent.
Yeah.
She was
We got
mad because
sucked
she had
in.
so clearly warned us to not go near it.
Yeah. And
I
you
mean,
did destabilize that domain of dread because clearly the Shadow Elves have plans.
Yeah, we did allow that domain of dread to effectively grow.
Yeah.
Taking land away from them.
It's all about the land, you know. It's ridiculous.
It is.
Well, if
Colonizers.
the property prices are too high, and they don't need to develop new land and stuff. Location.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so it seems like if we can gather information to find out where this fourth form is, that's the most useful thing we could do, because then we would be able to say where it is, and we could attack the gallery while the others attack the other forms. But this first thing of like going to like sort of talk to Iador, like that first option seems like the first option that's more of a conversation.
To talk to the Umbral Queen?
No, the first option they presented was like we would have to go have a conversation with someone.
Oh, I'm sorry. They didn't even tell you the details of that observation since you were
Okay.
not a good plan for it. The first option they proposed was, yeah, go kill the humanoid. That'll mess him up.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think they want you guys to talk to Iador.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
No.
So perhaps the queen is a decent option because maybe they know something, or know something at least about how to like combat shadows. That might be useful.
They did help you combat a shadow earlier. That
Mhm.
shadow that came for the book that you had stolen from a horde.
That's true.
That is true.
That big shadow shard thing that came for you.
Mm-hmm.
I think very clearly our best choice of action is to go speak with the Umbral Queen, or her minions. If this creature is as powerful and is truly from the Shadow Realm, how would they not know of it? Not just the Queen, but her minions as well.
Well, how
In
do
fact-
we know they're not like on the take? You know, like
I mean, what I would say then perhaps we're just doomed at that point. But they let us they knew of our plight already and let us not only they helped us and let us return, so I don't think they have any real desire to confine us or obstruct us.
They might
The worst
even
they would do is just not give us information. which
They might even
makes-
think that this giant is a competition.
That is what I would suspect, that a shadow not under their purview
Yeah.
seems more problematic.
And maybe-
Philip, in our research of these sort of like abandoned planes like Fessiting and the plane Bottle Brush was from, is where they were going their expedition.
Fulcrum?
Fulcrum.
Well, Fulcrum.
I'm getting to a question, so
Sure,
you
go
don't
ahead.
necessarily dive into it.
Yeah.
Or dive into an explanation yet. Would any of that be something that would be interesting information to bring to these shadow elves as possible new homes, new real estate for them?
They know that stuff.
Okay.
Unless there's a realm they don't know about, you imagine there, because the shadow world touches all material planes. They can sort of go to all of them. Just for the record, Fulcrum is totally intact and has not been destroyed. Fessiting is where Xanther was from as well. That one you assume they know about since they're their crazy good shadow their poison shadow guy was there.
Right. Right.
But potentially some of the other, maybe ones that have not been wholly consumed and still there. Certainly, you imagine they would have gone and looked, but if you had like new intel on one of them, you could certainly present that.
I think our best approach, I think there's one of two ways we approach the Shadow Queen, is either one, we take along one of our new elder companions here in a more stable form, but being millennia old as these dragons are, that would be quite a powerful ally to bring onto a negotiation. Or separately, would prefer separately, because as always, we should try to maybe stay true to stay true to our dragon ideals and try to get a little something on the side if we can. And maybe we try to bring ourselves a tribute that one of these millennia old dragons must have in the undoubtedly massive horde somewhere, as either payment or a symbol of our sincerity to the Umbral Queen. Exchange.
Those seem. I'm sort of thinking that latter option sounds promising. I was sort of wondering if, well, we still have quite a few wishes at our disposal.
Or we could just show up and ask questions.
Well, we've upset one of our Miss Wardens, and the last time we dealt with the Umbral Queen, we backed out of a deal with her. So I think presenting our best foot forward with some sort of token offering would sort of open up that conversation a little bit better. I don't know that it has to be something effusive. Could be something more humble.
Hey, are you suggesting we give her one of our wishes?
I'm suggesting it's something we could offer if what she has is worth it. Especially if we're now talking about directly attacking Iador, that may solve our problem without needing to gather up all the power of the wishes to do it. Right? And we all have our own wishes. There's just still, I believe there's still 3 wishes outside of our own in a sword and a ring, right? So
the ring is out of wishes. You have 2 left in the sword. Yeah.
So technically, right now their wishes the Gok's walking around with. But I'm not proposing us giving up any one of our own innate wishes.
Yeah,
Theoretically,
that's a relief to hear.
But as I understand, those items can be refilled.
I don't like it when people ask me questions that make me feel like I morally have to use like a moral judgment to answer.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
guilting you into doing something that you don't want to do.
That make me think of morality.
Don't worry, Shishu. I would never put that on you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, it's really rude, to be honest. It's kind of
like
disgusting.
I don't even like to. I don't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna change.
Yeah,
the subject.
it's like when you're at the inn and they want to know if you want to like round up to the next gold. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Save orphans. So blue.
Exactly.
Wow. Provide a turkey dinner. No, thank you. You know what I like to do when that happens? If I go to an inn and they ask me to round up, I carry around sometimes. While I have an assistant go and just like put a pair of bootstraps on the counter and just leave it at that.
Oh my god.
Really sends a message.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fucked up.
There. You know what? Ever since we left Wyrmloth, we haven't been able to go buy any bootstraps to do this.
I know, it's really. Hey, ZigZag, do you have any extra bootstraps?
I
Yeah,
have
you
to go
guys-
find them and buy them, and then take the time to bring them back.
And then what happens if you buy a pair of bootstraps and the
They're
person
like-
at that place expects a tip, and then you're like, God damn it, and you give up those bootstraps?
Oh, that's
They're like, hey, would you mind giving us an extra copper? And you're like, no, but I will send my assistant out to go spend 3 gold on a pair of bootstraps and bring them back. And
It's about
place
Tongar, it's about the message, okay? It's about the message. It's about integrity and about innovation.
Right. Right.
It's
And
always better to
keep
think
making world a worse place.
Yeah. You I will say one thing for you, Buteros. You are very just stalwart
we are
in
very
your belief
just.
structure.
Actually,
We are very just.
It is unshakable and immalleable.
XigXag, I think that you notice, just
I
as
like
this
to leave
conversation
with
is
bootstraps on the couch.
as this conversation's been going on, I think I will just point out to you that Lagak has left, and she's just talking to the cool dragons, on the other side of the cave.
Can I listen in what they are talking about?
It's just anything but this conversation.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That is not a plot point, more just it's just the 5 of you. Lagak is like I'm not gonna listen to more Buteros nonsense. I'm gonna go.
Can I sidle away so I don't have to listen to it either?
You can, although I don't. Yeah. So
Yeah,
is your plan
that'd
to
be
go
different.
to the Shadow Queen?
No. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Is it? Go wherever.
I could
My vote is go wherever. I love it.
I have this, and I'll sort of like reach in. I was like, I do have this still, that I could at least make as an entry offering, that might just at least open the conversation. I still have that rune shard. It's a little bit of an interesting item.
Hey, what about Frankie? Can we give them Frankie?
How dare you? Franklin is
Franklin
not
is part of the
member of our
family,
team.
XigXag.
That's why it will be a valuable gift.
I'd sooner give Lagak up than give
Hey,
up Franklin.
hey. Franklin has no gold. Lagak does.
Well, Lagak holds our gold.
Yeah,
First of
and
all.
she's been much more useful than Franklin.
I disagree. Franklin's is very helpful.
Actually, at
I
this
find
point,
a great
Franklin,
conversationalist personally.
At this point, Franklin is just sitting at the bars of the cage like this. Just all drive, all life force gone. Franklin has not even yelled at you guys in weeks.
I don't look at Franklin,
Look
nor
at
do I
him.
make any
He's
attempt
not
to
he's
converse
not
with him while
looking
I'm
good.
talking about
He's
it.
probably dying. He looks sickly.
Well,
Franklin, are you all right?
Franklin's
I mean-
super happy.
I mean, if that's
Always
the case,
pleased.
XigXag, that's not a great offering. Also,
Well,
I don't
but-
think we could be offering up members of our team.
Yeah.
I think that's a bad precedent.
Elon, throw Franklin some bootstraps.
That's all right. I think he's all right. He's in the proper motivational structure. He just needs a better mindset.
He's in a proper motivational structure. Oh boy.
So, so are we in agreement? We should go to the Umbral Court,
I
talk
think
to the
Might
Shadow
as well.
Queen or someone else.
Sure,
We can
let's
always
go
go to
somewhere.
some suicidal battle later. It's not going
maybe
anywhere.
we'll have a encounter along the way.
So, if you're going to go to the Umbral Court, Lord Buku, are you? I know you would sort of. Tongard has this rune which you can offer. You don't want to ask the ancient dragons if they have any other things to give.
Oh, we definitely want to do that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we could definitely.
Some
do that.
shadow themed stuff.
Which one do you want
trinket.
to ask?
The nice one.
The gold, the nice gold one, or the nice silver one?
Which
Who got
one's
my-
which
who got
one's
my
the
gem?
richest?
The I
question.
don't know. I'm
You-
saying gold, but
You
whatever.
think the red one is probably the richest, but you think the gold
What's
one is probably.
what's
the
an
second.
appraisal roll?
Yeah, I'd say the gold.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
Can I make a
It's
some kind of
calculate.
calculate? Great. Can I get a bonus for Wyrmloth culture, understanding history of dragons so
I'm
well?
gonna give you a rounded. I'll give you a rounded up bonus, half bonus, so you can have 2 extra dice because these aren't Wyrmlothian dragons. But
Right.
some things are.
But I'm just
universal.
such an expert in Wyrmloth culture and history,
Yeah, you can apply a lot of it.
Okay, all right. That's a triple tome.
Triple tome, and tome is certainly a good thing for
pretty
kind
good.
of looking at like
Pretty good.
what the
Right,
kind of how they're working. The roll was kind of I'd already started saying it. In terms of pure wealth, the red has the most. You think the gold has the second most. A lot of the gold stuff is also just going to be like useless but kind things. It would then probably go Lysetta, and then Zayamoth probably has the smallest horde, for what you can tell, just in terms of their vibes. And
Not really the size, but which one of them has something useful in it?
I agree. Size does not matter. It's not the important distinction here.
Also,
It's more about the
you think that Lakessa and Hygareth will be a lot less likely to hand something over. You think the silver or the gold one would be like, sure. Silver might be more likely to have something that the Shadow Queen might care about. The Umbral Queen
Okay.
might be into.
Let's talk to her then, I guess.
Sure. So yeah, Lagak is kind of with her, but if you guys fly over, she'll sort of turn and say, "Oh, yes, did you have a question?"
We have I think more than a question. I think
Oh.
at this point we have a plan.
Oh,
But
well.
in order to ensure success, we'll need your help. We're thinking that seems like information on where the fourth form is the most important thing. And so we feel like since we have some acquaintance already with the Umbral Queen, we'll go talk to her in her court. However, in our past experience, we found that she's a shrewd negotiator and does not, and information actually seems to be more valuable than much else. But I thought perhaps you, or if you feel like they might be willing to share, one of your compatriots here might have some items or abilities or information or something that we might be able to trade with them,
An
or
offering.
maybe something that'll enhance us to make our experience a little bit more fruitful. Whatever, obviously, you can do. But I know of such age and experience and wisdom,
No,
you all
it's
must have
very-
accumulated quite the hoard at this point. And
Or maybe that the and I say what the red dragon's name.
Hygareth, yes.
Maybe Hygareth could just come with.
You are more than welcome to ask her. I'm not sure that she will want to venture out. Hygareth is capable of changing shape, but sort of not as reliably as Orgianthrar and I. But you're certainly welcome to ask. The Shadow World is probably a safer place for dragons than material planes, after all. But I don't know that she'll want to leave. She doesn't like being away from her horde for too long. On the subject of a gift, however, tell me everything you know of the Umbral Queen. So at this point, if any of you can remember something from 4 years ago, you may say it. Otherwise, if all of you would give me a psychology roll for your memories of the Umbral Queen.
Okay.
Her punishments are harsh.
psychology.
Punishments are harsh. The things that you think she might like.
wow, I got 3 pairs:
3 pairs.
Yep. gemstone, trinket, and weapon.
Wow.
I have a
Understand.
triplet and a pair.
Oh,
Okay, what is your triple in, ZigXag?
Artwork.
Artwork, okay.
I got a pair of tome, and I only rolled 2 dice. So
Wow, that's a big deal. Okay, so wait, you've got a tome, you've got an artwork. Buku, was one of yours tome?
No, trinket,
Perfect.
weapon, and gemstone.
Okay, so wait, so we have, at this point, we have 5 different, and what was your other one, ZigXag?
Trinket.
Okay, so we have 5 different ones covered right now, right?
Uh-huh.
3 from Buku, 1 from Elon, 1 from ZigXag. There's 1 overlap there, so that's 5. Tongart, what do you have?
Okay, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna spend 18 power.
Oh,
To add 6
okay.
dice to this roll.
all right. Shishu, did you roll for this?
Got nothing.
Understood. She's just like, I was not paying attention to her. She was also getting stale.
Yeah.
I'll spend. That'll bring us up to 23 power total spent
Wow.
on this. But that so I can have a 4th 8. I have 4 8s, 2 2s, 2 3s, and 2 1s.
Okay. So, the 4th 8 kind of gets you to a good place of just super high degree. I was going to see if you guys were going to be able to
Get a pair and everything.
to get one of all, because then you would have every aspect of her personality. But I believe what we don't have is trophy or coinage. Is that correct?
No, I have a pair of
Talisman.
Trophy or talisman. Okay, so. Okay, perfect. Okay, got it. So, with a very strong weapon, you guys begin to say a lot to her, and she's listening. And Tongar obviously is like really, probably the fact that its weapon is good. Tongar's really remembering her vicious penalties and her, all that sort of stuff, and Inoki, whatever happened to poor Inoki, and all that sort of shenanigans.
But also her beauty.
Sure. Oh yeah, you're giving the full, thing about, but like kind of the. Because, yeah, I mean, you guys remember everything with old Deathcap, and how was Deathcap involved in... Well, yeah. So the point is, listening to this, Jed, could you roll me a d4?
Maybe.
If you don't have one, a d8 is fine, because it's a d4 times 2.
5 minus 2. 3.
3. Wow, convenient. Zeomoth is the one you've rolled. That was literally to see which of the 4 dragons you need to talk to. She's the 4th one I listed. Okay, great. On my little list of which one has which accent. That's what you were rolling on. So Zeomoth will say, wait. I think I do have something that she will appreciate. It is a very powerful sort of object of mine, but one that is a bit more sinister, and I don't really use it much. There are some moral implications to giving it to her, though, which I might need to resolve. Are any of you familiar with sort of the it is a sort of shadowed glass, a looking glass, but it can sort of trap souls within it.
Oh.
Oh. That sounds fun. Like,
Well,
can I trap followers in it?
I suppose one could. It is a sort of shadow glass, so I do think that she would like it, and it is quite strong and potent. The problem is, there may be beings within it already.
Oh, ooh, followers!
So I am not sure if we should. How do I phrase this? Should we give it to her empty? Should we give it to her? Because it is not known what is within.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
She doesn't want subjects?
I don't. The problem. If you give this, I could. Basically, what I'm sort of saying is that, you don't know what. I'm trying to say that I would not want her to misinterpret this as like a trap, because we're sort of giving her very powerful, dangerous things. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh.
I would not concern myself with that.
Well, we just tell her what it is.
I mean, she's also incredibly
she-
powerful with powerful followers. I don't think
She's smart. If you're straight about it, what it is, she can decide.
she is one that traffics in souls kind of as a, main job sort of thing. So
Well,
I think that would actually be, that would be pretty on point. I don't know if that's, I don't know if you have anything else maybe to help, but that is definitely, I think, a great start of a kind of offering a gift that might intrigue her.
It's
The
just-
mystery too. The mystery might get her. I think that's something.
very well. I hope we're not. I've always wondered if I should try to let out those within. It has been sort of a question I've had. Based on who
Can you
had
let
it
out just once? One of them, or you have to be all of them?
You can. The problem is I don't know precisely who is within. There are ways that you can simply sort of start speaking the command word for this object, which I will give you, of course. You can give to her. But this is a quite rare thing. So I think it is the best thing with it that I know of my collection that I think she would appreciate. And yes, as you say, there is a mystery to it.
Who you said the previous owner was? you were gonna say?
Oh, the previous owner was a sort of a rather benevolent mage who bequeathed it to me when they.
Ooh, so maybe they are evil souls in there.
I suspect the souls are there to be kept. I believe this was given to me both because it is an interesting object, but also because it would be safe in my hands. So part of me is worried about handing it over. But given the stakes of what we're doing, I suspect the Umbral Queen will appreciate this object.
I concur.
All right. Yeah.
Does seem like her sort of cup of tea.
I shall fetch it. She heads off. And after Elon says some more horrifying things, she returns.
I think Master Lasso should hang on to it.
She brings it to you in sort of, it's kind of like Palantir style. She has it like under a cloth. She pulls it out and you see there is kind of it is like shadowed glass, you know, that sort of very kind of like, you can see your reflection but very dim. She covers it and sort of says, there are command words, and she hands you like a little, in her, you know, dragon claws, it's like tiny, but sort of there's like a little scrap of parchment and says, these are the command words. One is how you can sort of, well, there are a few command words. One is how you trap a creature within. One is how you, sort of, you can turn it on, turn it off, how you can bring up someone you wish to speak, etc., etc. This is not an attunable item. You don't, you know, sort of,
Right.
you either activate it or don't, and whoever activates
So-
it is, yes,
XigXag just doesn't trust the terraces to
sure,
hold on to this thing.
So if I'm holding on to this,
yes.
and if I don't speak one of these words, it's safe to look into.
Yes, because it is not currently activated.
Right. So unless I say this word here,
Yes.
it'll just be a piece of glass, and we don't have to worry about. Okay, I just don't want to accidentally suck anyone's souls out.
Well, also if you keep it covered, you can only activate it when looking into it.
I have to
Wrap
look
it
into
up well.
it.
To
It's
activate it, you must be looking at your own reflection to activate, because then you are the sort of master of it. And any other after it's activated, any other creature who gazes into it could be sucked in.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yes.
I see.
Yep, but let's wrap it up well.
Yeah, I'll wrap that up and
Put it in
Store
backpack.
it. Yeah, store it in my backpack.
Under the apple
some-
fritters.
Yeah, next to the apple
Oh,
fritters.
and if you shatter it, they'll all get out. So don't do that.
Oh, does it shatter
No.
easily?
I haven't tried.
Okay.
you didn't bring it out on stage and hit it with the sledgehammer to show how shatterproof it was.
No, that seems like that even if you've built something that's
Oh, that sounds like a
shatterproof,
great idea.
That seems like a terrible thing to do, and just a recipe for embarrassment.
You dribble it.
Yeah,
like
but
a
what if you
basketball.
don't feel embarrassment? See, that's the thing.
Oh yes, well, you'll probably go very far in life then.
Thank you. That's that's the nicest thing that everyone's ever said to me.
All right, so
So great.
So yes, with that, are you you guys ready to go?
I think we
Yeah,
are.
let's do it.
I suppose so.
We'll tuck
No, I'd like to go. I'd like to go and make a plea to.
Higareth to come with you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sure, you may do so.
I'll tuck the mirror of soul trapping next to the apple fritters in my backpack. and we're good to
Perfect.
go.
Yes. Higareth will sort of. Yeah. What do you need?
I thought that perhaps you might like a little vacation, go into something.
Is Higareth the one the sword wants to kill?
Yeah. I mean, the storm wants to kill all of you, but yeah. Higareth will say a vacation to out there where my enemies will kill me and come and claim my hoard for themselves. Or Lekessa
Not
will take my hoard
necessarily,
while I'm
or-
gone. Yeah, right.
Or an opportunity to grow your horde. You know, I feel like there's a good franchise opportunity here.
Franchise opportunity. I don't think I understand what you're trying to imply. Oh, wait, are you wanting me to come on a mission with you?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I feel
Are
like
you,
It's
are you
not
going to?
necessary,
Are you going
really.
directly to destroy the original form of Iodor?
No.
Well, then yes, that is the next time I will leave the cave.
I thought maybe I feel like just like there's a lot that I could learn from you.
Oh, you could learn so much from me. I know so much more than you.
That's right. But I feel like
Leave it alone.
Bro, kill her right now, bro. You got the
No.
angle. Come on. Exertion. Let's do
this
it.
is a gateway. This is a gateway to so much more killing. No, just nothing.
Man, so far, bro, since I've been on you, you know how many people you've killed?
None. I know.
No, bro, negative. You've saved lives, bro.
Oh,
This is not cool. It's fucking not cool, man.
All right. Okay. I'll make it up to you.
Sometime soon, bro.
I just feel like there's something special. We had something special here.
Cuck. Beta.
Wow. Okay. Rude, but yeah, I just feel like we have a lot to offer each other.
Oh fuck.
Bro, you haven't offered
No, I'm
me
not
nothing,
talking to
bro.
you, fucking sword. I'm talking
Yeah, I
to
know. Yeah, what are you gonna offer me, bro? Come on. What do you offer fucking me, man? This is bullshit. This is boring as hell. Come on.
Okay, guys, let's go.
No, I want to.
Hi, Garest, like, are you arguing with your sword while you're trying to convince me to come with you on a mission? That
No.
He's a little bit weird.
That is not a good
We
argument.
probably
for-
should be going.
If you're arguing with the sword seems to be in charge. That's not
Like-
not a good luck.
Andrew, you just had the look on your face like you just wanted to step back into the hedge. Just like,
Alan, are we having a situation
I
again?
don't know. You know what? I wanted to go here by myself. I didn't expect people to follow me, so. God. I'll message you, all right?
Okay, yeah. Sounds good. Good luck on whatever you're doing.
I'll leave.
Lucas is like, no one's going to ask me to join them on any missions?
Don't be sure to pick me.
Wow. I mean, I wouldn't have come. I was just... interesting. Okay, I have to write down, don't be such a pick-me, sorry.
Oh, he's such a pick-me. You're such a pick-me dragon.
Oh my god. Periodically, the sword will just, like, insult you, Elon, every minute or two. You just hear, like, a little, like, weak, etc., stuff like that. But if you guys are ready to go, Lord Buku, the Umbral Court is this place you can go very easily. You could get, go right to the gates if you want. No roll required.
All right. Well, shall we be off? Everyone agreed?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
let's go.
Alon?
Yeah, that's fine. Fine.
All right.
You guys, for the first time in a while, you are back in those kind of like grayish purple skies of the shadow world. This place, just immediately everything is kind of less colorful, less fun. Those of you who are more metallic dragons, you are less shiny and sparkly here. Everyone else is a little desaturated. It's just kind of a gloomy place. And you were, of course, at that sort of great kind of mountain where they were. There are some shadow elves standing outside who sort of see you, but seem to recognize you. And one sort of steps forward and says, "Oh, good afternoon, dragons. Are you? State your business, please."
We are here
I
to
think
see the queen, please.
Oh.
we do have an offering for her.
We are a
Oh.
tribute for her.
Of course, I understand. You are not expected, but I Of course, yes.
How
of
is
course.
everything going on here? Anything happened since we last been here?
Well, yes, it is understandable you would come. Yes, it is. So far, things have seemed to have settled. One moment, I shall let her courtiers know that you have arrived. And he sort of goes in.
Ishu changes her appearance to like a steampunk color scheme.
Nice. Just like
That's a great patina you got going on there, Shishu.
all the
Thank
scales
you.
look like little gears. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The guard sort of steps out and says, "The Umbral Queen is most surprised that you're here, but does appreciate you've come with an offering. So yes, noble dragons, this way." And he sort of kind of, obviously is like, of course you're much bigger than me, but he will sort of lead you to sort of the thing. And once again, you come to the Umbral Queen's throne room. The Umbral Queen, when you first came here, was in the form of a large shadow dragon to sort of make you feel comfortable, if you remember. And there is a shadow dragon sitting on the throne. The sort of 5 of you come. I assume you're all just in dragon form. That's how you were here last time. So you guys kind of all fly in. And you also do all feel whenever the soulmonger is close to you, you do kind of feel a little slower, a little, kind of like that energy sort of draining thing. So you feel that on a low key way. Like, once again, the soulmonger is around, but not directly at you. So it's like, it's not affecting you. You're just like, oh yeah, a little woozy.
Shadow Queen smelled the same as last time?
Make a sniff roll. Or a smell roll, whatever it's called.
How much is it? Oh, yeah. 2, 4, 6, 7. A triple trinket.
Triple trinket. No. She does not smell exactly the same, but she does smell familiar. You smelled her before. And in fact, at that moment, well, and the dragon form turns back into the humanoid shadow elf form. You see Konosubi now wearing the crown, sitting on the throne.
Who was Konosubi?
Yeah.
The Mist Warden.
It's the one we pissed off.
Oh,
And
no.
as she
the
sort of
one that
sits
we-
there and says, "Well, look who's returned. This had better
What?
be good." That is where we're going to end for the season.
Awesome. Awesome.
That is where we'll be starting. That is where we'll be taking our little cliffhanger ending. Will we remember any of this in a few months when we resume?
No,
No, we won't.
but you write it down so we
How do you
can
think
read
she'll
it.
feel about us, like, going to another domain of dread and fucking with stuff there to make Shishu
Ned.
a mistress of dread and to kill Amniel?
She'll
I think-
fine. She's not that mad at us.
I think you guys should absolutely ask her. And also, thank you everyone for checking this out. I'm gonna go quick through some of our stuff. So yeah, we are off next week, and then after a week, 2 weeks from tonight, we have a very special game starting. I'm gonna announce that on another evening. Tell you a little more about that. It's a really fun thing, very different than anything we've done here, and yet familiar faces and the same old fun we always have. It's gonna be great. But no game next Sunday. But we do have a game tomorrow night of the Dreamlands, where it's looking like it's going to be Temptress of the Epsilon Sun. On Wednesday, we will be back with more Top Flight Tales. And on Friday, we will be here for Blood from a Stone, which is also, guys, some stuff's going on there. Come check that out. Go to our Discord to interact with us, our YouTube to watch old episodes, or our wiki to see how all these things intersect, all these games. You can also go to our Discord to read recaps of all this stuff. But before we head out, these players do amazing things. Some of them have to leave right now, but before they do, Anna, you and Jed, if you want to say things you're up to quickly.
This week I'm not doing any streaming, but follow me on Instagram because I will stream food videos for you. Thank you. Jed. Oh, hi.
Hey, yeah, same. Yeah, same. I'm sure I'm around this week. Come check me
You're
out
gonna-
at
you're gonna
Epic
stream
Jedi
food
on
videos?
all the things. Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm making food. That's what I'm
There you
doing
go.
this week. I gotta go, so I'll see you guys all later. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Um,
Understood.
All right. Well,
Andrew?
I don't have anything. I'm not streaming this next week, but I would suggest that if you like puzzle games, you should check out Animal Well because it's a masterpiece. And also, I don't normally do this, but I will say that a game called Paper Mario: The Origami King is a phenomenal game. It came out about 5 years ago. It's sort of like Mario meets, the sort of Lego video game universe. It's very tongue-in-cheek.
Oh,
It's
wow.
delightful and wonderful. A new Paper Mario recently came out, and it is utter trash. It is garbage, and I am really disappointed. So, on that note of negativity, what are you up to, Pierce?
Well, I'll just I mean, I'm still reading Animorphs on Sunday. That's been pretty consistent. Been a lot of weird time travel, alternate reality stuff going on. In those last few ones. Today we went to the future and saw what the world would be like if the Yeerks won. Which was
The who one?
if the Yeerks, they're the
Oh.
the evil parasite alien invading. So we're sort of starting to. I feel like there's a lot of books being written now to show us that how bad things could go and prepare us for things to go bad is what it feels like they're doing as
Don't
we're approaching
tell
the as we're approaching the end game.
Hmm.
But I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, more importantly, in my continuing Manzuka's challenge, I don't think this one really needs the recommendation, but it is quite good, and I did just finish it a few days ago, but and it feels like it has a little bit of a resemblance here of like an impending war coming and trying to prepare and feeling woefully out of step and underpowered and ill-equipped to battle this force that you need to for your own survival. But I'm going to recommend The Three Body Problem on Netflix. It's really good.
Okay.
Um,
Gotcha.
I'm there's some pretty fun stuff in there. I mean, it's not as, I would say, tragic as Game of Thrones is at a time, but it's not tragic. So Benioff and Weiss definitely have a thing going there. Yeah, I like Bandit Wong a lot, and he's fun. So yeah.
I can certainly agree with that. Very good.
Is that
Three
you,
body
Rick?
problem. That is your.
Yeah.
So that
No,
is
I'm
Manzuka's for
petting
the.
the cat.
That's my man. Oh, okay.
Up.
I didn't-
There's a cat up there.
Vanda, do you want to
Oh.
recommend anything?
Okay, if you like history and you like listening to podcasts, Not Just the Tudors is for you.
Not just the tutors.
Yeah.
Not just the Tudors. I thought you said not just the two doors, and I was like,
Tudor.
what's the
Tudors.
two door? I was like imagining like what's
Tudors.
the two?
There's not
Yeah.
just the two doors.
I was like, what is the two doors in history? Is that a term that I've never known? It's the Romans and the Greeks. It's the two doors,
Actually,
you know?
it is. Haven't you heard of it? Where do you live? Did you go to school? Yeah, Tudors. Then, yeah, never mind. Oh, that movie, The Lost King, was interesting too. It's more like a documentary. It's about the lady who found the Richard III.
Oh, yeah. I do know about that. Oh, yes. Sophia says tutors
sort
behind
of-
the two
yeah,
doors, which
yeah.
is
That's good. That's good.
very good. Well, very good. Well, thanks everyone. This has been fun. We appreciate you being here. So this does wrap the dragons for a while, though you may see these folks both in other games or back here on Sundays before then at some point over the summer. We shall see. But until our next dragon game sometime in the fall, hopefully the very early fall, we will end, as we so often do, with our standard closing words that are always really impactful, consistent, and well delivered. Words that I always know what they are because I say the same thing every time and I don't just have to think about or vamp before saying because I really don't know what to say. But I simply will end with the phrase was always by saying, no matter where you go, there you dragon.